Well, welcome to this cycle. It's the fifth episode, and we're live here 3 p.m. on a Monday afternoon. At least it's not as hot as it was last week, right? But the action on the fields and inside the domes, yeah, we'll get to that too, are going to be just as hot. I'm Brandon Bordeau from Baby Blue Memories, joined by Brady Cross, Greg Horn, and welcome to the cycle. On deck today, we have a look at regionals, preview of the upcoming baseball regionals. Three leagues, three teams from Kahnawake getting underway this week, plus Raiders football. That's right, it's gridiron season. Chateauguay Raiders back in action. One game confirmed this upcoming weekend, 8 p.m. start in Chateauguay. That Raiders team with four Kahnawake on their squad. Also, lacrosse. Two different locations, actually, for lacrosse in Kahnawake tonight, in Akwesasne this week and weekend. First, we're going to start with the U9 League baseball. Final week of that season. Red against yellow this upcoming Thursday, 6 p.m. Maddie's Park. And finally, the U13 Bees finished their campaign with 10 wins, fourth place overall in the league standings, and they are going into a regionals now, which is considered the off-island regionals, where they will play against absolutely not one team that they've seen during the regular season. Thursday, 6 p.m. against the Surwa Red Sox, that's Chateauguay. Sunday, 3 p.m. against the St. Lazare Gray Mustangs. Thursday's game at the Sports Complex, and Sunday's game over at the Hospital Ball Field. This is a team that started the year off really slow. They were 3-4-2 at the halfway point of the campaign, rallied to win 7 of their last 9 games, and got some good wins over some high-quality teams in the process. But now everyone's got a clean slate. It does not matter where you finish in the regular season. It's what happens in the next 2 games, and this is a very short round robin where you have four pools, 3 teams in each pool, so you're playing 2 round robin games. It's the top 4, so the top team in each division plus the next 2 best teams who will get over the hump and make it into the quarterfinals this upcoming weekend. So yeah, I mean, Greg and I were talking off air a little bit about this. We're not really the biggest fans of it because it almost kind of encourages blowouts. Like, you could have had something more legitimate, like 3 pools, 4 teams in each, and it would encourage, if we were going with the same 6 teams advancing to the quarters, it would have the top 2 teams from each pool advancing. So instead of having to win by like 17 runs or something like that, or have a mercy rule game, it keeps a chance. There's a chance there to keep a game competitive and whatnot. And looking at U15 action, the defending regular season champions, the U15Bs, they were in A, didn't get a win at the A level, but in talking with the head coach or the assistant coach for that team, Lee Snow, he told me, let's just say they all got experience. They all got the experience now at a higher level, and some had never actually been put in that situation. But they all went out and tried their hardest to make an impact at that level, and I think we're going back down to B now, and we'll see the ball better coming out of the pitcher's hand, and we had the opportunity to see a big difference. That's a big jump from B to A. Like, that Warhawks team, they were first place in the league standings at the B level, and then when they went to A, they weren't able to get a W. It's just because of the fact that the gap between A and B is really that big, and now they're going down to B, where they were regular season champions last year. There was no playoffs, there was no regionals, there was none of that, so they will have an opportunity to win that championship that they might have gotten last year, and that will start this upcoming Friday. Interesting to note, the Warhawks are in the Montreal Island region of this regional tournament. They're not in the off island, so they're not playing with Surwa, they're not playing with Mercy, they're not playing with any of those teams. They're playing instead against Pierrefonds on Friday at 8:30. All these games in St. Laurent. 4:30 p.m. Saturday, they have the St. Laurent Retro Crush, and then Monday, 8:30 p.m., against the DDO Royals. And how this is going to work is that the top teams in each pool, the top two teams in each pool, will advance to play in what would be a semifinal. It's the top three teams from the pools and then the best wild card team. So really, unless you want to put it up to fate or put it up to victories or blowout wins, you have to win all three of your games. You have to win your division. And these games, by the way, taking place in Saint Laurent. And we'll switch over to U18s, another team that was placed at the A level. They did get one win and pulled off a really cool trick play yesterday. Greg was telling me they ended up picking a runner off, running to home after faking a throw to second on what would have been a 4-3 double play, but still would have forced in a run because there were 0 outs. U18 Warhawks won the regular season championship at the B level, or they were leading when they got moved up to A. So they are in an interesting formula too, where there's 5 teams in one division and there's 5 teams in the other division. You're only playing 2 games, and every team is guaranteed a spot in the championship round. But basically what they'll do is they'll do a 5v4 first round matchup. The top 3 seeds all get byes, but the 1 seed gets bye to the semis. The 1 seed will get a bye to the semis to take on the winner of the 4-5 matchups, and the 2 versus 3 will play each other in the quarterfinals. For the 18s, they're playing at Valleyfield. They're going to start on Friday. That's August 20th, 6:15 p.m. against Soulanges, which has an interesting backstory. We'll get to that in just a second. And then Saturday, they play against St. Lazare. So just because there's 5 teams in each pool, you're not going to play. It's not a full round robin. It's just you're playing two teams at the U18B level. Soulanges, the first opponent the Warhawks are seeing this year, or in the regionals. Earlier this season, Kahnawake played against Soulanges here. They were winning 7-6 in the bottom of the 4th, and the game got called off, and Soulanges had to forfeit the game, and their coach, I believe, may have been suspended because of using T-balls. How baseball is working this year and how it's been since the pandemic started is every team has their own balls and they're pitching their own balls to the opponents. Well, apparently some of these were underinflated. They were T-balls. And what happened was the Warhawks coaching staff found out. There was a bit of a conversation, and that game was forfeited. It's just interesting to see that the very first game of the year this happened. Now the final game of the year, or the first game of the playoffs, and the same 2 teams are going to go at it. Just should be interesting to note there. All right, time to take a look at Kahnawake lacrosse, because we do have a league taking place at the rink once again tonight at 6 o'clock. It's the Wist taking on the Sturgeon Bellies, the Silverbacks against the Nightcrawlers. Both games last week were 8-7 wins. So this seems to be a quite evenly matched up league. Starting at 6 o'clock tonight, and then at 7:30 you have the second half, the nightcapper, if you will, Silverbacks, Nightcrawlers. Survivors Cup, Tri-Nation. That's going to be, of course, players from both Kahnawake and Akwesasne playing together. They will be taking on the host Akwesasne Indians this upcoming Wednesday night. It's at Honora Goa Arena, 7 o'clock. And then they have 2 games on Friday. Play at 11 against Mimico, and then at 6 against Nepean. 6 against Orangeville. So it's good to see for the very first time in 18 months. Actually, you know what? For the first time in 2 years, we're finally going to be able to see high-quality lacrosse. Good on that, because it's been a very, 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 very long time, it seems, since President's Cup 2019, which is really the last thing that we've seen here. So let's go to the clips. We're talking about the U18Bs. They have 2 games this upcoming Friday and this upcoming Saturday. We had the opportunity to catch up with head coach Jesse Lahash, and here's what Jesse had to say about his team's chances going into the regionals. Yeah, not too much, not too fast, not too much moving on the ball, but still enough to give the Warhawks quite a test. Kahnawake U18s taking on Soulage this Friday, and then this Saturday they will be taking on the St. Lazare Mustangs in their 2 games of the round robin. We said that we got some pigskin too. This upcoming Friday, 8 p.m. The Raiders. This is the Bantam League, sorry. The Chateauguay Raiders will be playing host to the St. Lazare Stallions. It's been 11 months since the Raiders actually played a game at any level. It's going to be great to see that, again, Raiders were 3-1 last year before the shutdown. They had a bye, and I remember that final game where the Raiders were playing. They were playing actually against St. Lazare. It was the midst of a 56-19 beatdown by the Raiders. And one of the coaches came up to me, and I was the only person that was in the bleachers. Because what happened was, I think the tick went up to like 800 and something positive cases daily at that time. She said, you know what, I do we have a bye next week? And then the week after, I don't think we're going to be playing. It sounded really grim, but at the time, I think it's something that we all accepted and understood. Hey, we're not out of this. And even now, we're not out of this, but it's good to see that championships are being played, regionals are taking place, and then we've got a new sport starting up in football for Kahnawake Ronu on the Bantam Raiders. 8 p.m. start on Friday night at LeBears Park. That's right by the water when they'll be playing against the St. Lazare Stallions. And that is a wrap on this episode of The Cycle. Yeah, we'll go out for joining us. See you again in 2 weeks' time. Hopefully, we'll be talking to championship-winning head coaches of Warhawks baseball. I want to say Nyalago once again to Yuriwase for inviting us here. And if you have any content, you can check us out on Facebook, either through Yuriwase, that's IORIWASE, or Baby Blue Memories. I'm Brandon Bordeaux, the host of The Cycle on Igiwai.